Hey guys, what's going on? Evil here. So this is my first video in like 2 months. Sorry I haven't been around. I've been in the hospital, at the doctor's, you name it, medical problems. I've had it. I've been sick. I- So I've just been laying in bed, pretty much, for like 2 months straight. So I wanted to bring you guys a video of what I've just been doing while I was laying in bed this entire 2 months. So I've been playing Clash Royale, and I've gotten pretty fucking addicted to it. I will say so myself. This video I wanted to make was to just give some tips and maybe some strategies to help you guys out if you're just first starting out. As you can see, I'm in Arena 8. Yeah, I know. Man, you just paid your way there. You know, essentially you gotta spend some money to go up in the ranks. But, um, I spent a little bit, but other than that, it has to do with strategies and, levels, things like that. Um, First I wanted to go over what I've seen, at the lower levels. A lot of my friends play this game, and, they're around, I think, Arena 4, I think so. Let me just double check. I think they're around Arena 4. Um, yeah, they're in Pekka's Playhouse, and some of them are in Arena 3, the Barbarian Bowl. So, my tips for those arenas are going to be, you're going to see a lot of princes. You're going to see a lot of witches. You're also going to see a lot of, I'm not sure when you get that specific. You're going to see a lot of Expos, a lot of people using Expo. So, what I'm going to tell you about is what things you can use to counter these things that you're just going to see in almost every match that you play. So, first off, the Witch. There's a couple different counters for the Witch. Witches do not do splash damage, so hordes of any kind can counter the Witch, or AoE spells. So Fireball will counter the Witch, the Horde, pretty much anything. The Baby Dragon will do it, as opposed to, cheaper cards, rares, and um, commons. The Minion Horde, minions, and let's see what else. There is one more. And Barbarians counter the Witch very well. She doesn't do a ton of damage. The skeletons will die in one hit if you summon a horde on them. The princes. The princes can also be countered by hordes. So you can use any type of horde. Minion horde, minions are the best, I think. I've been running into barbarians counter the princes very well because they can only attack one target at once, and you're summoning multiple targets. So any kind of horde will also counter that prince. As for the Expo is a little bit different because the decks that people play are very defensive. So they'll put like Cannon, Tesla, they'll put just a bunch of stuff around the Expo, but still have the Expo in range to attack your tower. The way to counter these is either one, use a mass AoE spell, or two, put something with a lot of health, mainly a building, in front of that Expo. Right when they put it down, when that clock's running to put it down, put a building in front of that Expo, so the Expo will be attacking the building, and you can actually summon minions besides that building, either ranged or melee minions, to attack that Expo. There's a few ways to counter those two things, which you'll be running in a lot of. I've seen most of the players that I've talked to, that I've seen, they're mostly in Arena 4. Some are in spell. You're still gonna see a lot of a lot of expos, a lot of witches, a lot of princes. Once you start getting up into the Royal Arena, another big majority of the players are there as well. You'll be running into the Dark Prince combo. So a lot of people like to run their Dark Princes and their Prince down both the left and the right sides. So let me show you an example of what a lot of people tend to do. I'm just going to make a random deck and we'll play against the computer to just show you what a lot of the people like to do in terms of deck-wise. You'll see a lot of... let me see. Well, I'll show you the Expo deck. You'll see they got the Expo, the Cannon. They'll stick the Tesla in there too. Maybe they'll have a Prince in there as well. So you got those two, and then they'll have their cheap minions, their little cheap skeleton minions. Those will be in there. You might see a bomb tower. These are very popular as well. You might see the goblins as well in these types of decks. And possibly let's see, I haven't seen many of them use a spell, but you know, I mean, I would just throw in it's a tough decision. I don't remember what they exactly use for that specific deck. They may use a spell. I mean, we can just throw poison in there just to throw it in there. Maybe you don't have to use it, but this is a common deck that you'll see. We'll just go up against the computer here, because that would be my first time running an Expo type of build. So, pretty much what they do for these builds is they put an Expo way back here. As you can see, it's blinking on the tower, so it's in range, and they'll put these mortars here. And of course the computer's attacking the other side. The Expo will target that, and then they'll just go to all this stuff will just go to town on your towers. And they'll just sit there. Just going to town on your towers. Both of them. And they'll just put a cannon over there too. As well. I mean, I'm wrecking the computer. But, I mean, you get the gist of how this build is pretty much run. They pretty much just put an Expo. I don't even remember putting a Tesla there, but I guess I did. So they'll stack one side just full of buildings. As I said, I'm not really advanced with playing this specific deck, but they'll also just stack a bunch of crap around here. That's a good way. The way that computer just countered that is a very good way to counter the Expo build. So you'll see a lot of that. I can just put a poison here and kill his tower pretty much. But you'll see a lot of that, and they're pretty much a pain in the ass to deal with. It's not fun. And I mean, we'll go ahead and finish him off here. But just showing you as an example. Well, he just killed that. That's also a good counter. As you'll seem to see, spells are a very good counter to the Expos there. and the cannons as well. So you'll see that go down there, and then they'll start summoning Expos. They'll just summon mortars and Expos, and they'll just pretty much play defense from there on out. And they'll just put a bunch of buildings right next to each other. And that wasn't the greatest display, but I mean, I think you can get the idea from that. Another build you'll see. I don't like that. It's a crappy build. You tend to see. What I've been seeing, like I said, the double prints, especially in Arena 7, you'll see the double prince Hog Rider. So they'll stack one prince on one side, one prince on the other, Hog Rider on the same side. To counter that, you're going to pretty much want either something that they can't attack or something with a decent amount of health. The P.E.K.K.A. is a nice counter to them. They do have a lot of health, and they do hit pretty hard. Other than that, I mean, it's pretty much, you know, your baby dragons, your big hordes, all those will stop that kind of build. Another thing you'll see up there at 7 is these weird P.E.K.K.A. mirror builds. I don't really remember. I fought somebody with one of them once. This guy in particular that I have right here, he's got like a P.E.K.K.A. freeze type of build. They'll use that too. They'll use the dual prince with the freeze. So they'll put both princes on the same size and then hit you with a freeze when you go to counterattack. It's very hard to counter that in my experience. I haven't done very well of actually countering that. I don't know really the counter. The only thing that I can say is try to bait your opponent. So like I'll show you right now, we'll do a game in the Legendary Arena, and we're going to use the All Commons deck. This is literally a deck with all commons. There's no rares, no nothing. As you can see, there's no rares, no legendaries, no nothing. And as I'll show you right here, I literally won all the way up to Legend. I've won 7 games in a row with this common deck. It's just a win streak. I don't expect to win any more than that, but I want to show you guys this common deck that I've been kind of playing around with. It's pretty cool, and when I get in like these losing slumps, I'll show you my main deck. My main deck is this. I like to keep it at a balance between ranged and melee combat and spells, of course. But this, whenever I start doing bad and I start losing a lot, I'll just whip out the common deck, and for some reason it wins. Have no idea why. So let's get into a couple of games. I'll show you the common deck, and hopefully I can win a couple with the common deck, and I'll also explain the strategies that I use with that common deck. Show you guys that. So let's get in here. We're going up against the 3100. Don't expect to win, of course. So I usually always wait till I'm at max. He went ahead and summoned a knight. I'll go ahead and summon my barbarians in response to that. And he went and spawned a princess, which I'll counter with arrows. And I'll go ahead and get a bomber in there. And we'll go ahead and summon some spear goblins to back him up. Always going to want to do a tank, you know, a tank. Have something with high health in the front, and then have all your, you know, as usual, have all your smaller minions in the back. So here we'll go with a minion horde to counter that prince. He's going to use a poison. We're going to plop down the barbarians right in front of his mortar guy there. I'll go ahead and use a knight. And we're going to go ahead and counter his princess by throwing some arrows in there. I really want to show you the giant because it's really cool. So I just like lost my whole computer here. So there's a P.E.K.K.A. A really good counter for that P.E.K.K.A. is going to be the minions. And I'll throw a bomber in there for good measure. You can see that was very well countered by the minions there. And then we're going to go ahead and throw in some barbarians. And that was a counter to his prince. I didn't know he was going to summon that prince, but you kind of have to think like that. Like, what is my opponent going to do next? So, in response to his Hog Rider, I'm going to summon a knight to try and kill his Hog Rider. If he takes my tower, he takes my tower. I'm going to counter his princess with some arrows. And you see the royal giant there on that side. I'm going to summon some minions as well as a bomber to go onto that side with him. And actually, we're going to go ahead and summon the barbarians over there on that side. Try to hoard him so he can't reach our tower. And then we got about 20 seconds left. We're going to go ahead and summon a big giant. Put some spear goblins to back him up. And a bomber to back him up as well. We're going to go ahead and summon some archers to counter that musketeer. And as you can see, pretty well played by on my side. Actually, I didn't think I was going to win that. That guy's, a lot higher ranked than I was. I think it was 3005. But as you can see, you're going to want to, it's like any game, any kind of, card game or any kind of PvP. What's my opponent going to do next? So, I think the highlight from that game is going to be when I placed the barbarians down, I didn't realize he was going to summon a prince. So that was probably the counter of the game, and I think, what ultimately won me the game. So I don't know why this deck is doing so good. I mean, yeah, all my things are like level 11 and 10. They go up to level 12, but this thing has won 8 in a row. So I mean, if you guys want to check this deck out and try using it, just try using it against anything, in the beginning. The thing is this deck is not a counter for the Expos. It's not a counter for the Witches or anything like that. And that's probably what you'll see in Arena 4 and 5. You don't usually see it. You see it a little bit in 6. You barely see it in 7, and you barely see it in 8. So, to get those Expos out of your way, spells, hordes, towers, something to, just kick their butt, have them target something else. So that's pretty much what I've been doing the past 2 months while I've been, just completely out of it. And it's really been a fun experience for me getting all the way up to Legendary Arena. Excuse me. Felt really, really good. Again, yeah, you do have to pay to get up here. It's like with any other app, you gotta it's pay to win. It's the way it is. But, if you want to check it out, you got some free time. You don't want to pay for it. All my friends don't pay for it. They're about in Arena 4. And, the game is just fun. Just been having a real good time with it. Hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something from these strategies, and I hope you guys can make it up to Arena 8. If not, hope you can make it to a good point. I'm gonna try to get up there and get some, possibly get ranked. I mean, be nice, but we'll see what happens. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.